Hey everybody, and how are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful, fabulous day so far. Happy day to you. Back to school. We got a little vintage situation going on here in the background. I had to pull out some of my lunch boxes. If you guys didn't know, I collect vintage lunch boxes, and I did put some back here on the back. The only one you can't see is Holly Hobby, and I'll move it up just a little bit so you can see her because she's up on the top shelf. But yeah, that's like, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Thank you so much for tuning in and clicking. If you're new to my channel, my name is Gabe, and this is GabeLuvsMakeup, and I'm a 52-year-old makeup artist, and I've been in retail for over 30 years, and I still am in retail. It's still my profession. So yeah, I deal with people just like yourselves, help make decisions on skincare, makeup, and fragrance every single day. And yeah, today, guys, we're going to be diving into, I've got a couple little new things here and there, not a lot. Most of it is stuff that I already had, but we're going to be diving into that a little bit. I've got a couple of things just to go over with you. We're going to be doing a chocolate latte espresso look. So there is a look on TikTok and on Instagram. It's maybe a little old at this point, but there was a little look going around called the latte look. And then there's an espresso look. So what I'm going to do is probably mimic and throw the two together. So anyway, so hopefully I don't make a mess out of this. And if you guys want to see what I end up coming up with and see if we can do this, then stick around and let's do it together. Brows are giving. I used my Alexis Focal stencils. I'm really liking these stencils. They're really good. They made my eyebrows a little bit easier, and I put some eyebrows on already. I already did my Charlotte Tilbury and my Gwen Stefani pencil. I did it together, so I'm kind of liking this little combination together. I've never tried both of these together, so I'm kind of liking it. So yeah, I've already moisturized everything. We're going to do a little bit of primer and a little bit of something. So this look has different versions of it. I will list 2 or 3 videos down below of some creators that I really like the way that they did their look, and I will actually post the original creator that actually did it. I can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but I will leave it down in the description box so you can go over and watch her on Instagram, or I can't remember if she's on YouTube or not, but I'll put it down there. Allie Glund, and I think Jackie Wires, and there might be maybe one more, and I'll leave it down there if you guys want to go over and look at their looks. But anyway, I'm going to be doing kind of like my version of it, so it may not be exactly what it's supposed to be done or whatever. I'm just kind of doing what I think I want to do with it. I have some ideas, but yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. But before we do that, I want to just talk about something. So if you guys are new to my channel, I do work for Lancome Cosmetics, and I work for Dior part-time. I work for Lancome full-time, Dior part-time. So with Lancome, I, every once in a while, I will get gratis. So they will give me a small gratis of some sort, or, my account executive may give me some things or what have you. So I got some gratis of some new products from Lancome, and we're going to be using some of those today. So I've got this beautiful serum, the Clarifique. It came out in March. And I just got it last week. I've been using it every single day. I absolutely love it. So it helps with pores. It helps with age spots. It helps with brown spots. It has niacinamide in it, beechwood extract in it, and it also has a 10% PHA, which is a polyhydroxy acid. It is a Korean version of a glycolic acid. So it's like it's Lancome's version of a 10% glycolic acid, but in a more softer, gentler way. It has a water molecule wrapped around it. It actually helps to protect the skin. It doesn't keep the skin from drying out, but it makes the skin look more poreless. It makes it look more smoother. It makes it look more radiant. It makes it look more healthy. So I have it on today. So it does make your skin look really beautifully and blurred. I've been using this every night before I go to bed. And also they give me the this is the new Rainergy HPN 300 peptide cream. It's refillable, so you can actually pop out and the refill. So you can, once you buy the cream, you can buy the refill the next time around. You can use this as a day and a night cream. They just reformulated it. It just actually came out like last week. This is a really good cream, guys. I've got it on again today. I've been using it. I really like it. The 300 peptides in it are actually vegetable peptides. So they're actually vegetable, and there's, I forgot that, I think it's linseed, and there's a couple of different types of vegetables that they've used in it. But it's more natural than it was before. It actually also has niacinamide in it, hyaluronic acid, and it also has It also helps with age spots and brown spots. It's very plumping. It's very hydrating, very lifting. You can actually feel a little bit more on the tightening side. So it's a really good plumping lifting cream. The fragrance in it is very mute. It's not very, you can't smell it much at all. And what little bit is in it kind of goes away after a little while. But I'm really enjoying this cream. I've only been using it for about 4 or 5 days. So I did come back a little bit later on and let you guys know what I fully think of it. But if you are a fan of Lancome and you love the Rainer G Lift products, or you love the Rainer G, they did reformulate it, and so now it's been reformulated, but it's in a much better, I would say it's better than the older version, because the older version was a little thicker. This one is very, very thin. It goes into the skin very lightly. It's a very lightweight whipped cream. It goes into the skin. It's perfect for if you're worried about spots and stuff over top of the Clarifique. But it just feels really good. It goes right into the skin. It gives your skin a beautiful, radiant, but not a greasy one. It's really good. So far, so good. I really, really do like it. So yeah, so that's what we got a little bit. And I'm going to be using a Lancome eyeshadow. They also give me this too. This is what we're going to be using on our eyes today. This is the Lancome, the Nude Sculptorial Palette. Look how beautiful she is. So beautiful. Beautiful earth tones. Very neutral, warm shades. Perfect for any eye type. I mean, this is just, it's a great palette. So we're going to use that today because I thought that would go great with the Expresso. And they also give me 2 of the liners. So this is the liquid liner, the liquid drama liners. I'm so sorry, I can't even talk today. But there's the black one. This one is French chocolate, is more the brown one. And then we also have the Cafe Noir one. So I don't know which one I'm going to be using, or if I'll be using both of them. We're just going to be playing with it and kind of going with it. But with that said, guys, let's get started on this face. Started out, I did a grand opening at one of the stores, and we had a Giorgio Armani counter there, and I got a bunch of samples. I got a bunch of really cool samples. I got an eye sample. I got a lip sample. I mean, I got all kinds of samples, okay? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because we try to save a little dime here and there, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, I've never tried the Luminous Silk Primer. I've been using it lately, and I really like it. So I'm going to take a little bit of this, because really with this look, I think you're just supposed to go in with like moisturized skin. You don't really have to prime your skin. You also don't have to wear eyelid primer. You don't have to do any of that stuff if you don't want to. But typically, it's supposed to be very easy, very simple, not too complicated. But you know, I like to make things a little complicated. So anyway, just throwing that out there. You don't have to use a primer with this. You can just go in right with your moisturizer. Also, it does not require a foundation. You can actually just go in and just do, it's just got concealer, because the original, it just comes with concealer. But I'm going to even out my skin a little bit, and we're going to do something very fresh. Before I do that though, let me do a little, because I want it very glowy. I'm going to take a little bit of my e.l.f. primer. This one is in shade 4. So I'm going to take a little bit of 4, and then a little bit of 4. And then we're going to take just a little bit of number, I think it's number 3. Is it number 3? I'm going to do number 3. We're going to take number 3 just a little bit up around here, just to brighten it up a little bit, because I really like these underneath product. And then I just take my hand and just really blend it out. Now, we don't want to disrupt the brows. I don't have any, we don't have any concealer on. I just have a little bit of primer on my eyelid. I took a little bit of concealer with a little bit of powder. And I'm just going to smooth this out. And it's just going to give me a very glow, because this is supposed to be a very, it is supposed to be a very glowy look. Supposed to be a very kind of a, almost like a sweaty, kind of a bronzy kind of a look. It's not anything new, guys. I mean, you know, the kids on the talk, you know, they think it's all new. But I mean, we've done this probably in the 90s 100 million times. But you know what? It's kind of fun. And I kind of wanted to kind of play around with what their ideas of it are. And it is a fun look. It is a really beautiful look. So I just want to play with it. So so now let me go in with a little bit of my Chanel. This is my Eau de Détente water tint. You can tell she's very loved. One of my most favorite skin tints that I love, absolutely, because I have it in light deep, and I'm going to use a little bit of, I'm going to take a little bit of her. And if you've never used it, you have to break up the capsules on it. So I'm just going to break it up, and it just gives your skin this really beautiful flush of color. Smooths the skin out. And you don't really need, like, you don't have to really wear like a lot of heavy foundation if you don't like it. If you don't like heavy foundation, this is perfect for you, because it's just like water. And it just gives you like a little evenness. And it feels very lightweight. And I think they have this in about 6 shades. And I also have this in the Le Beige. There's the Le Beige one as well that has it. They're in shades. And I don't really care for that one as much. It's got a little bit more coverage. They feel very similar, so if you have one without the other, you really don't need it, but I do really love this product. So anyway, so now we are ready to go into the latte part. So you're supposed to actually start off with a little bit more of a bronze contour. So we're gonna I'm taking my Always Sunny. Everything, by the way, in this look is yellow toned. So if you don't like yellow bronze things, if you don't like browns that are more on the yellow side, if you don't like liners on the brown side or the yellow side, you're not gonna like this look. This look is not gonna be for you. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. But you know what? I mean, we're going to play with it. I'm all about any kind of tone. I love warms and cools and neutrals and what have you. So I'm going to start, because this stick is a little, she's definitely on the, yeah, you can see she's got a little bit of that yellowish undertone to it. So I'm going to start up here, and we're going to just take it and kind of dot it a little bit. And then here, I'm going to take a little bit right through here. And then, of course, I'm going to take a little bit here. And you're supposed to put it like everywhere. Like it's supposed to be literally like sculpting your whole face with this particular product. So we'll just go in, let me go in a little bit heavier right through there. This is when we do it all, because I don't know exactly, and I don't know how this is going to look, by the way. So we'll just have to wait and see. A little bit more there. And here, let me go just a little bit around my lips here, because I take a little bit around the lip area here. It's gonna look really weird, guys. It's gonna look really weird. But yeah, it's like, and then we're gonna take a little bit, let me get a brush here. Take a little bit of a, this is just a Morphe brush. I'm gonna take a little bit with it, and you're supposed to go in and start carving out your, and really kind of take it out. It looks kind of like a messy look when you first start. It's like, it's one of those where you kind of trust the process, basically. That's kind of like what it is. But I mean, but it looks really pretty. I mean, I think it'll really make my eyes look really blue. So I'm really excited about doing that. So now we are ready to blend. I'm going to take a little bit of my Refer brush. This is number 31, and we're just going to go in here and start blending everything down that we did, that we contoured with or used the bronze stick with. Not really supposed to be more of a contour. It's just supposed to be more like warming up the skin, I think. And then of course we'll go back and I'll kind of blend that in once we get the concealer and stuff on. But yeah, I love this stick, by the way. It's been a while, it's been a hot minute since I've used her, so I'm really kind of excited to use her. This the Rare Beauty stick, I really like it. And by the way, the shade is Always Sunny, if you guys wanted to know what it is. And again, it's going to be like trusting the process, guys. Once we get it blended down and everything, it's going to be, and you know what, it may be a hot mess, but you know, we're going to have fun doing it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it really doesn't matter. The edges, and we're going to start blending this down a little bit more. And by the way, my sponge is damp. If you guys have never tried these Sonia Kashuk brush, these sponges, they're so good. You get it at, you get them in Target. They sell them at Target, and they're so good. And again, we're going to highlight, we're going to kind of frame the face, basically, I guess you could say. We're going to kind of frame the face a little bit with concealer to give it a little depth in just a minute. But yeah, it's just kind of looking like I'm just kind of sunburnt at this point. So let me take another brush, and let me just go ahead and go and blend this down here. So now I'm going to take a little bit. We're going to take concealer. I'm going to take my Urban Decay Quickie Concealer and my Huda Beauty, and we're going to mix them together to create a little bit of a base, like basically more of a base, because the Chanel's not really it's not really a foundation. So I'm going to mix both of these together a little bit. So right in here, so I'm kind of like, again, it's going to be like trust the process. So here, we're going to go up here a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit right here, right through here, right down the center of the nose, there. I'm going to take it right there, right there. I'm probably putting it on maybe a little thicker too, because I want a little bit of coverage since we're not doing foundation, because I just like it. And I'm going to take a little bit right up through here. underneath my cheekbone. Make sure we get her somewhat even. But see, you see like kind of, it's almost like underpainting, or the underpainting, kind of like what Scott Barnes does. It's kind of like that idea, really. So it's basically, you're just taking concealer and just kind of making concealer more of your foundation than anything. And again, this is kind of my version. So if you guys have tried this and you have your own version of it, then that's great. Or if you follow one of the other people that I've listed down below, or if if you follow somebody that you worked with on this and you've loved what they've done, then that's fantastic. So I'm really happy to hear that, and I'm glad that you're enjoying it. And I'm gonna take a little bit of this is my IT Cosmetics brush, and I'm just gonna take that and kind of start blending some of this in a little bit at a time, like a little bit more blended out. And then of course we have to go back over it with bronzer again later with powder, but I'm not mad at it. It's pretty cool. What do you guys think so far? You guys will have to let me know. Do you guys do any of these trendy things sometimes? I think they're kind of fun. I mean, I don't think that, a lot of the kids have, that they can sit down and do these kind of looks. But I think they're fun. I think it kind of makes makeup a little bit more fresh, and it is kind of just, just gives you like not a challenge, but just something a little different. Now I may go around with a little bit more concealer a little bit later. I'm just getting it just to give that a little bit more of that dimension in the face first. And now that looks pretty good. I have to say, what do you guys think? That's pretty good. So I'm not mad at it so far. It's pretty good. So now it's time to go back and start really focusing more on the eyes. Now we're gonna start with this Lancome palette, and I'm gonna go in, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so basically I'm gonna go into shade number 2. Let's go into 2, and let's really take this out and kind of really start building over that bronzer that we created, and really just start giving it some more depth. Now I've used this palette on customers many times, and it does an amazing job. It's really beautiful. They're very soft. Lancome shadows actually have a lot of pigment in them, which a lot of people don't really realize, but we have some really beautiful palettes. So this one is just no exception to the rule. I think this one is just one of the most beautiful ones that we have, because it just goes in, you get immediate payoff with it, and it just looks so beautiful. I'm gonna take a little bit of the first shade. I'm gonna take the same brush. And by the way, this is a Rephr 01 brush. We're doing a Rephr 01 brush like so. And this, she's a little bit more of this, I don't know, it's a little bit more of this really pretty, you know what, I didn't even swatch this for you guys, but let me swatch it real quick so you guys can see it. So that's this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So see how pretty it is? It's a really beautiful, it's kind of got a little bit of it's got a little bit of warm, it's got a little bit of that pink brown tone in it. It reminds me a little bit of the new Natasha Denona one that's out. It's just, hers is just a little bit more cooler toned, but it has that ability to where you could do either or with this one. I'm gonna go in here and kind of make, it's not really super clean. That's the cool thing about this look, is it's not super, perfect. So I'm just blending down that shade there. Let's go into shade number 4, and she's a little bit more of this really brown shade. I'm gonna really go in and really start making her look a little bit more smoky right there. Just a tad bit. Again, this is a Rephr number 12 brush, so she's a little bit more stiffer and a little bit more intense. So I'm gonna go in with this deeper brown on the end, and this is number 5. I'm really just gonna smooth that out a little bit right there, just to give that a little bit more of a pop. So now we're actually taking a lip liner, and you're taking a lip liner, because lip liners usually have a little bit more of that yellowish undertone to it. And this is in the shade Nutmeg. This is by NYX, and it's Nutmeg lip pencil. And we're gonna go in, and I'm gonna start adding a little bit underneath here. And so it just got a little bit more of that warmer undertone than an actual pencil. And then we're gonna go on the top here and do the same thing. And I'm gonna make my line a little thick, because we're gonna do fake lashes with this. And you can kind of wing it if you want to wing it. If you want to do that, you can. Kind of bring it out just a little bit, just like that. that's what we're kind of getting at kind of an idea with so far. So now I'm gonna take a black pencil and I'm gonna go up in the inside of my waterline up here, and I'm gonna really, I'm just gonna take it more in the inside of the eye, not underneath, just the inside, just to intensify it a little bit more. And typically with this look, you don't have to use black, but I really want it to pop out. If I'm gonna do this, I want it to really pop out. So this is where the Expresso comes in. So Expresso, you do either a black or you do a brown, a really dark brown, and I think I really want the black. Okay guys, before I go into putting my lashes on, I forgot to do something. I wanted to do a little bit of this shade here, this number 3 one, this little bit of light one. I wanted to kind of go in and add a little bit of her, just a little bit in the corners. So I wanted to add just a little bit right there, just to brighten that up a little bit. Just to add a little shimmer right in there, just to brighten it a tad. And then I want to go with I'm gonna take a little bit of it with my finger, and I'm gonna just take a little bit right here in the center, or a little bit right, and kind of attach it to the inner corner, just to give it like a little bit more life right there. This is such a pretty, you could use this as a highlight too if you wanted to. It's such a pretty shade. Remember, we haven't done any liner. Now, I did go back over with a little bit more mascara, so I did add more mascara. I just blended it down just a tad bit more. So I'm gonna put the lashes on, and then we'll see what it looks like. This is what we're looking like. It is looking really pretty. And you know, I don't do a lot of warm neutral looks, and I really like it. It's a very beautiful neutral look. And again, I mix a little bit of the Expresso in with it, so with a little bit of the black and the darker brown, but typically you're just supposed to use the warm brown lip liner, which I liked really using. By the way, they are a little harder to use because some of mine especially is not as super creamy. It's because it's a little bit more of a lip liner to stick on the lips, so it is a little harder sometimes to work with on the eyes, but it does give it a little bit more depth to it, and I do really like it. It looks really, really beautiful. I don't know, what do you guys think? It's looking really pretty so far. I love the way the skin looks. I'm actually liking the concealer and the way we kind of did the skin. So it was looking really good too. We're gonna add more bronzer and more blush in a minute. But yeah, I'm really liking it so far. By the way, I used my Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. I did a little bit over top of the lashes. And the lashes that I use are the Rissa. This is Rissa Does Makeup. Her stiletto lashes are the ones I have on. And they are so beautiful. They're the easiest lashes I've ever used to put on my eyes. You just pop them on. Super easy. Great. They're over at BK Beauty if you want to check them out. I know that she was having a sale with those where you got like a percentage off or something like that over on the BK Beauty website. I think probably by the time this video goes up, because I think it's just a weekend special, it will be already off, but they are really great lashes if you do want to get you some, because you can reuse them over and over again. They're really, really beautiful. I do really like them a lot. So yeah, I like it. I like it on me. I've always loved this on customers, but it looks really pretty on me. And these pencils, guys, are very long wearing. These liquid drama pencils by Lancome. They go on like a pencil, but they've got a feeling of a liquid, and then they dry down like a liquid, so they stay on really well. But they have many different colors than these two. So if you don't want just to blend the black or the brown, but it looks really beautiful. Loving it. Okay, so now we're ready to dive on the lip. Oh, and one more thing. Nails. So this is my nails. So just to let you guys can see, they're probably about had it because they're getting closer to the end of the week. But this is the Essie Fall Collection, the nail polishes. This one is in shade Cold Brew Crew. So that's what this one looks like, and that's this one right there. Yeah, again, because it's probably my nails probably don't look the best, but they've had it. I've had this now for about 2 weeks now, so they're getting a little older. But this is called Take the Espresso, and that's this shade here. Love these colors; are really beautiful for fall. They're at Ulta now, and they're only $10. So if you're looking for a good nail polish, or you want something to take to your manicurist, really cool, really pretty colors to go on to the lips. So let's pull out a lip. I think I'm gonna do, I don't know if I'm gonna do, Strip Down is a little bit more of a yellow undertone. I think it's a little bit more of a browner undertone. I'm gonna use Strip Down. So we're gonna go in, this is MAC, by the way. So we're gonna go in and start creating, and we did do a little bit of that bronzer as a contour around our lip to begin with. So what I did was I went in and we just took a little powder. I did a little powder just over everything just to set it, and then we're gonna spray it and make it a little bit, bring a little bit more of the radiance back. But I just wanted to set it down before we did some of our powder products. I do have one cream product I think we're gonna use too on the cheeks, but yeah, the lips, I went around it with the nutmeg that we did on my eyes. I did a little bit more around the lips over the strip down with the MAC. I've been letting it dry down a little bit because I want the lips to be a little more intense. Because typically with this look, you're supposed to do, you know, the contour with the lip pencil or whatever, and then just do a gloss over top of it. And that would look really pretty, but I've got a really beautiful, two pretty products from Alexis Vogel that they sent me that I want to use because I'm kind of feeling a little bit of my inner Pamela with this look. Even though this is not a, you know, Pamela Anderson, but I'm feeling a little bit with the browns and everything. I'm kind of feeling that. But anyway, yeah, so let's go in with a little bit of the bronzer. I'm going to do a little bit of my Chanel. This is the Lavage, the Healthy Glow Illuminating Powder, and it's in Sunset. And I'm going to take just a little bit of her. Take a little bit. Let's take my Rephr brush number 24. I'm going to dip a little bit, and we're going to go over top of that Rare Beauty. And we're just going to take a little bit of her right over top of it. And again, this is a very warm tone bronzer, so it's got a little bit more of a warmth to it, but also the cream would be really good. It would work with this too. I just wanted to use more of a powder, and I'm going to do a little more of a fleshy cheek with the cream because I'm going to use one of my Armani blushes. So yeah, I just wanted to go over it just a little bit, just to add a little bit more warmth over top of that Rare Beauty, just a little bit more through here, because again, we're supposed to be very bronze. Very, very bronzy. In with my, this is the Armani, the Neo Nude Melting Cheek. This is number 30, and I forgot the name of it, but it's very fallish looking, but it's got that little bit of that burnt warm tone that I want. So I'm gonna go in here and add her just a tad bit on the cheek and on the nib of the nose and a little bit up here. Just add a little bit more dimension up in here. Now, I will say that you got to be careful with this look because it will get in your hairline. That is for sure. So if you've got gray hair or blonde hair, it will get in your hairline, so be careful with that. Now I'm just buffing out the edges with a little bit of my wedge sponge. Again, I got that from Alexis, so I'm like just using them. I've really been loving these wedge sponges, and I'm loving this Patrick Star. I just love that powder. Even though it's a pink powder, it's just so, I just love the way it looks on the skin. Take just a little bit more blush here. Make sure we don't get too much right there. I want it to be a little bit more fleshy. Again, a little bit more that burnt tone look. And then the influencers that I saw that did this look, a few of them that I saw, they did a nose contour. I don't do nose contour. I probably should, but I don't. It's just not something that I enjoy. But some people, if you wanted to do a nose contour, you definitely could. But this is just a beautiful, it looks really pretty, guys. It looks really, this would be, even though it's supposed to be more of a summer bronzy look, I mean, this is a great fall look. I mean, so far, this is really, it's got fall written all over it to me as far as I'm concerned. So this is kind of like a little bit more of an early kind of a fall look. So I really like it. And my Dior, this is the Dior palette. This is my very old one. You guys know how long I've had this thing. I probably had this thing since, God, I don't even remember when it came out. I think it was like 2017 or something. That's probably when I bought it, and I still have it, and I'm still not even nowhere near on it. But we're gonna take the bronzy shade. I'm gonna take this really, or this more of this champagne shade right here. I'm gonna take a little bit more here on my brush and really kind of go in and give us a little bit more highlight right there. And a little bit above here. It's a really beautiful, you can see that glow, and it's got that really beautiful warmth to it. This is a really beautiful palette. I use more of these three, believe it or not, more than the bronze, but I do like the bronze. I just never really use it as much, but it is a really beautiful palette. If you can get a hold of it, because influencers have got a hold of it, and it's been very hard to get a hold of. But if you do get a hold of it and you want a really beautiful, soft, subtle highlight palette, but it can also be blingy if you want it to be. It's just stunning. Because again, we're supposed to be glowy. Hoey and glowy, hey! So that's really pretty. Now I'm just gonna add just a little bit of what's left over on my brush on that cream blush and just go over the highlight and just kind of blend it together. Here of late, I've been doing highlight Like usually I would do it before I even do blush. I've been doing the highlight first. So yeah, it just really just helped to even that out a little bit more. And then I might add a little bit more blush once we get it with the lipstick. From Alexis Focal, and they did send me, this is Bordeaux. So it's like, it looks like this color. So if you can see it, it looks very, very pretty. It's very creamy. It's very warm. So I thought it would go really good with this look. And I'm gonna go in here and just really start adding it. Yeah, definitely. Again, I'm feeling my inner Pamela with this look. Now this is more dramatic, but you guys wouldn't have to do this if you wouldn't want to. I just want it to be more dramatic because since I'm kind of feeling a little bit of 90s nostalgia here too, I wanted to make it just a little bit more that to it, had a little bit of dimension. So I'm gonna put the gloss on, you can kind of see it, but that's really pretty. My inner 90s, or I don't know if it's 2000 or 90s, but it's around that same time frame, but that's what I'm kind of feeling with this look. But I like it, I like that kind of look. So we're gonna take a little bit of my Alexis Focal gloss over it. I might as well just make her even more dreamy and more plumpy and full and all that good stuff. We're gonna take a little bit and put it in the middle. So we are done. What do you guys think? It looks really beautiful. I have to admit, it looks really good. I don't know what you guys think down below. You will have to let me know what your thoughts are on this. For something that has no foundation, we just did a little bit of that Water Fresh tint. It looks really beautiful. I love the way it turned out because you would think that I did a full coverage foundation or whatever, but it's just concealer. But yeah, I love the whole thing. I'm feeling the vibe, the warmth. I can see why it's a trend. I can see why everybody is really into it. Really loving it. I've done a really beautiful, warm, neutral look in a while. But I gotta tell you, I love this eyeshadow palette. It's really super pretty. And for 50 bucks, I think it's like they're $55 or $50 at Lancome. It's a really beautiful one. And the name of the palette is called Nude Sculptorial, by the way. So if you're wondering what the name of the palette is, it's there. It'll also be linked down below. All this stuff will be linked down below in my description box, just letting you guys, reminding you guys that my links are affiliated. So I do get a very, 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 very small commission if you click on those. But this video is not sponsored by Lancome today, by the way. I did not get paid from Lancome to do this. They just give me gratis, and I was just sharing some of this stuff with you guys in case you guys love Lancome, or if you love being around the counter, or if you ever want to, if you're ever in a department store and you want to check it out, you can. There are samples that are available as well. You can always ask for a sample or check it out when they have a free gift. But yeah, make sure you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you also subscribe. If you are, we would love to have you as part of our little family here on YouTube. I just love having any of you guys new come over, talk to me, have conversations with me here and on Instagram. I am thinking about giving a giveaway soon, so stay tuned for that, because I think we're going to do that probably at the beginning of September, because I want to get it out before Christmas, because I've got a lot of great Dior stuff, some Lancome stuff, bags, some fragrance, a little bit of everything. So we've got some really good stuff to give out. It's going to be a really big one too. It's going to be around probably $1,500 worth of stuff. So make sure you stay tuned for that. So anyway, take care. Remember, be safe, be strong, be proud, stand tall, love yourself. Remember to tell somebody that you love them today, because life is way too short. Also remember to be kind to people. A little kindness can go off a long way. And also, my heart goes out to Maui for all the people that have survived the fires, and also to all the family and friends and anybody that you have that is over there. You know, please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And also, you know, if you can, try to, and if you could donate $1 or $5 or whatever to help out those families, because I can only imagine what it's like to be without a home, and you know, everything you have is destroyed. So please keep them in mind. And with that said, guys, you know, take care, peace out. We will see you again in the next episode. Bye.